Hey everybody, it's LaShawn with Divas Are Frugal, and this is going to be our last video for Financial Literacy Month. This is the last full week in Financial Literacy Month, and over here on the Divas Are Frugal Facebook page, we have been doing a video every week on a different topic about financial literacy. So today is going to be our last video for this month. I do plan to still come on Divas Are Frugal Facebook page and do live videos. So today we're going to talk about debt elimination. I'm giving you 9 tips that can help you with debt pay down or debt elimination, whichever one that you're kind of working on right now. Okay? So getting right into it, number 1. Well, first, before we get started, watching this video, if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. Definitely comment if you have any comments, and definitely share this out with your friends so they can have these great tips also. Now, going back to our 9 tips, number 1, goal. We need to always start with a goal. So if you have a debt, I don't care how small it is, how big it is, start off with a SMART goal. And your SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So you want to start off and you want to create a SMART goal. I've always heard the term, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And a goal is just a plan for you. And I used to hate that phrase all the time. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Like, oh, like whatever. But that is definitely the truth. So you want to start off with creating a SMART goal. You want to write it down. So write that number down. When we're talking about debt, especially if it's a big debt, like it can be very scary, it can give you anxiety and you just do not want to deal with it. I know my student loan debt, I didn't want to deal with that number. Like I remember the first time I wrote it down, I just put it away. But I had to come to a realization that me not dealing with the situation was not making it any better. So I went back and I did all my calculations and everything like that, and I had to write the number down again and try to figure out what the plan was going to be. And that's the same with any other type of debt also. Same with my credit card debt. When I had that, I had to sit down and I had to figure out, okay, this is what I have, what is the plan to get this stuff done? So number 1 is creating a goal and just having a plan in place. Number 2 is choosing a method. The top 2 methods that I talk about as far as debt pay down is, 1 is the debt snowball method. And with this method, basically, you're going to take your different debts. Say if you have more than one, you're going to take those and you're going to pay the smallest amount first, the smallest one first. And then from there, you'll take whatever amount you were paying on that small one. Once it's done, you're going to take that minimum payment for that small debt, and then you're going to go to the next smallest one, and you're going to add that payment to that, and then you're going to keep on paying it until you're creating a snowball. So you're starting small and you're going big. So you're going to keep doing that, going from your smallest all the way to your highest debt to get your debt paid off. I like that method. It helps me, and it's a method where you can really, create small wins for yourself. You can really see everything working a little bit better, in my opinion. The next one is the debt avalanche method. Now, this method, basically, you will take all your debts, and then you will look at your percentage rates on each debt. Because, like, you might have a couple of credit cards or whatever, or, like, loans or something like that, and they all have different, you're getting charged differently as far as your percentage. So you might have a debt that's low as far as dollar amount, but it's a crazy high APR amount on it, right? Then you might have a debt that's really high in dollar amount, but there's a very low percentage rate on it. So if you're looking at the debt avalanche method, then you're going to work on that highest percentage rate first, and then go to the next one under that and keep going that way. So with the APR, with the debt avalanche method, you're working with your APR and you're going from top percentage all the way down. With your debt snowball method, you're looking at the amount of debt. It is a total amount of debt, and you're working your way from your smallest debt to your highest. And you get to choose which one that you want to do. I know for me, like with student loans and stuff, I would probably use the debt avalanche method versus with credit cards. I would use the debt snowball. But again, that also depends on the amount of the credit cards and stuff like that too, and the percentage rates and all that stuff. So those are your methods, the debt avalanche method and the debt snowball method. Third, you want to communicate. You want to communicate with your creditors, or whoever, your credit card companies, your loan companies. Just communicate with them. A lot of times they have programs in place that can help you to pay off your debt faster. They have it. You just have to call and, ask questions, okay? You have to call and ask questions, and they will work with you. A lot of people don't like to do that because you're like, no, I don't really want to talk to them. I already don't want to pay them. I don't want to talk to them. They're not going to help me, but you really never know until you ask. So definitely call them and just talk to them and ask them, and you'll be surprised at what you may find out. Number 4, consolidate your debt. Look at consolidating some of the things you have. If you have a bunch of credit cards and you're already paying all these different crazy APRs on them, see if you can qualify for a new credit card with a 0% balance, which I'm going to talk about that in the next number 5 too. But see if you can apply for like a new credit card or something. You can combine them all together, so that way you are only paying one payment for all of them. Or same thing with different loans and stuff like that, especially student loans. If you can consolidate and it's in your best interest, try to consolidate that debt so that you can focus on one big thing and not having to have all these little loans or debts all around. So that's consolidating your debt. Then number 5 is balance transfer, which I kind of got into a few minutes ago. So with a balance transfer, say you have a credit card and you're paying like 27-30% APR a month, right? So that is, you're paying that, so that's going to go into your minimum amount that you have to pay every month. So your minimum amount, if you only are paying your minimum amount a month on your credit card, it's going to take you forever to pay your credit card off, and you're going to be paid a lot of interest on top of the amount that you owe. So what I like to do, if I'm in that situation, and when I was in that situation in the past, I would go ahead and I would, I'll qualify or see if I qualify for a new credit card. Get a new credit card that has a 0% APR and like a low transfer balance fee. And then I would transfer the old debt into the new credit card, and then I would aggressively pay that card off. So that way I am paying off my debt, but I don't have all the fees attached to it. So every penny that I put toward my debt at that point is going toward the debt. And it's not like, oh, I have to pay $50 minimum fee. In order for me to see any really change on my account, I got to pay the $50, plus I got to pay another $50 just to see something happen if I'm, having these high percentage rates. But if I'm working on a card that has like 0% APR, when I pay $50, I see it come off, just like that. So I see that. So if you can get a balance transfer, definitely look into doing that. Now, when you're going for a balance transfer, of course, they send you stuff in the mail all the time saying, oh, this is, you get 0% APR for whatever months, and then it's like, 15% or it is 22%. Pay attention to that. Look at the fine print. If you need to call the people, definitely call them, but do your research and make sure if you're going to do a balance transfer on any type of loan or, credit cards especially, look at what happens after the promotional period. Because I've had cards where it was like 0% APR for like, I think the best one I had was almost 24 months. And then after the 24-month period, the APR would jump from like 0 to like, 15% or something. But then some of them will say, oh, we'll give you the 0% APR for like 12 months or 15 months. And then it'll go to like 22 or 23%. So look at that, because if you know what kind of debt you have, you know what you're going to be transferring over. It's wiser probably, if you know it's going to take you almost like a year and a half to pay that debt fully off after you transfer it to the new card, it'd be better for you to go ahead and get a card that has a 24-month promotional period where you don't have to worry about those fees versus you getting a card with a 12-month promotional period. Because then what will happen is after that 12 months is over and you still have money on your card that's not paid off, then you're going to be locked into whatever, those percentages are and stuff like that. So really look at that and try to do it where, it's a good deal even after you are done with whatever, you know, the debt and stuff like that. So really pay attention to that, because it would not be good if you did a transfer onto another card and then that card had like a horrible percentage rate, you know, after the promotional period also. Number 6, celebrate your small wins, okay? A lot of times when you see that debt, that number, you're like, you know, I got to get to it. And sometimes we burn ourselves out trying to get there. And sometimes, you know, we just don't, like the little things that happen, we're like, oh, you know, I ain't did nothing yet. I only paid, you know, this much on it. Like, celebrate your small wins. If you had a goal of, you know, putting a certain amount towards it every month or every 2 weeks or whatever, or making sure that you put like additional income to it or something like that, that's a win. That's a small win. So definitely celebrate your small wins and keep the momentums. And also your momentum up, And also with that, with celebrating the small wins, definitely do something nice for yourself. Yes, you know, we want to pay off our debt. We want to try to get to be debt-free. But at the same time, you know, we want to have fun. We want to enjoy our lives, right? Because we want to get one of those. So try to do things for yourself here and there. You know, put it in your budget. Sometimes like, okay, this week I'm going to get my nails done. Or, you know, I'm going to go see a movie. Something so that you are still having fun and enjoying your life, but you still are trying to meet the goal that you put in place. Number 7 is include the plan in your budget. So make sure that when you do your budgets, or your money plan, or whatever you want to call it, when you plan out your money, make sure that the debt plan is a part of that, so that you can, you know, make sure that you're seeing it on paper. Number 8, get additional income if you need it. So if you are in a situation where you're working, you're making sure, you know, your bills and everything are paid, but you may not necessarily have all the money that you need or want to help pay down your debt, go ahead and get additional income. Try to get something that is, you know, if you want to start like a small business or something, try to make sure that it's something that is a low to, excuse me, try to get something that is a 0 to low cost start, a company like that, or try to do like a service-based company, or just get like your little side gig at like a McDonald's, fast food restaurant, something where you can actually be paying, you can use that money to pay off your debt, because that can help you get through the situation even faster by, you know, getting additional income. And you can even do things like, what is it called? Mystery shopping. I don't know why I feel like I'm getting sick all of a sudden. You can mystery shop. There's a lot of different jobs you can do where you can, you know, have fun, get money, and help pay down your debt. Number 9, which is our last one. Number 9 is stop using credit cards if you're in credit card debt, and stop, you know, just racking up debt. While you're trying to get out of debt, stop racking up debt. If it's a credit card debt that you're dealing with, go ahead and just stop using a card.